So let's just settle into a nice, comfortable seated posture. Have your feet flat on the floor, about hips width apart. And align your shoulders with your hips and your ears with your shoulders. And imagine your spine is a beautiful string of pearls of light, stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. And imagine you're lengthening your spine. Put some space in between those vertebrae. And just allow yourself to sort of go inside and settle in there. Now go to the crown of the head and relax your scalp, your forehead, your eyes, the back of the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the area around the mouth, back of the tongue, the jaw, the back of your head, back of the neck, and allow your shoulders and your shoulder blades to just drop down. Relax the throat, the chest, the belly, and all of your limbs. And notice the sensations of the breath as you inhale and exhale. The nostrils, the chest cavity, the belly. And be aware of any sensory information in your environment. Sound, maybe smells. And then just allow all of that to be there, trying not to follow with the mind. And then try and put some space in between your thoughts. And just sort of think about whether, so this morning we did a meditation, and just see if you're thinking the same kinds of things now as you were this morning. And if not, what is different? And we can learn from that how our minds are impermanent, how they're changeable. And then bring all the people of your life to your mind, your loved ones, your strangers, the ones you don't like. And imagine them all kind of changing places, these relationships. And we think so highly of the ones we love, and very lowly of the ones we don't, the ones we have aversion for. But they're really just the same as you and me. They're no different. And the mother of the one you don't like probably sees that person as a loved one. It's just a matter of perspective, really. But regardless of who's looking at who, they're all equal. They all want to be happy, they don't want to suffer, and they all have this extraordinary capacity for a Buddha mind. So we do this practice this evening for all these people of our life, and by extension, all sentient beings. So we think there is no negativity that we can't purify. And this purification process is basically a psychological one. So we create negativity with our mind, so equally we can change it by creating positivity instead. And we start with this power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all of our past lives. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. And we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions. And so, having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. We cannot bear the thought of any future suffering that we ourselves will experience. And we know from our present suffering we don't want any more. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this: I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I am sick of suffering. And also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And then think again, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to this power of reliance. So we rely upon, we turn to the Buddha, who we see as a doctor who has these methods that we can use to purify. And it's not that we're needing Buddha Vajrasattva to forgive us. We're purifying ourselves by relying upon his medicine. So imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. You can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's made of this beautiful, radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. And he has a beautiful, radiant face. His eyes are long and they're peaceful. And they're full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. So looking at you and all the people of your life equally, not with discrimination, not I like this one better than that one, all the same. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two, and this symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed, and those who have harmed us by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of people you've harmed recently and in the past, and then in general, all beings you've ever harmed since beginningless time. And then think about those people who've harmed you. And think particularly because for them, the harm they've caused you is going to result in suffering for them sometime in the future, if it hasn't already happened. So think particularly for these ones, really a strong wish for them to be free from suffering. Sometimes, people who've harmed us, we want them to get theirs. But it's not a really helpful way to think. And then you create more negative karma for yourself. So really the best way to sort of end that cycle is to wish for them to be free from suffering. And there's nowhere else to go then. Don't let the issue sit rent-free in your head. Process it, think about it, deal with it, go see a therapist if you need to, talk to a friend. Try not to chew on it. You will never digest it. So here we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the medicine, and we're doing the practice now, the actual practice, the medicine. And we use visualization and we use mantra, counting of mantra. So the word mantra actually means mind protection. So we start with the body, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you have ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samayam Nupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Sipokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samayam Nupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida mebowa, situkaya mebowa, sipokaya mebowa, anarakta mebowa, sawasidi minpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ha ho bhagavan, sawa tatagata vajrama mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe, vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dina patita, Jida mebowa, situkaya mebowa, sipokaya mebowa, anarakta mebowa, sawasidi minpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ha ho bhagavan, sawa tatagata vajrama mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe, vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dina patita, Jida mebowa, situkaya mebowa, sipokaya mebowa, anarakta mebowa, sawasidi minpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ha ho bhagavan, sawa tatagata vajrama mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe, vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dina patita, Jida mebowa, situkaya mebowa, sipokaya mebowa, anarakta mebowa, sawasidi minpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagavan, sawa tatagata vajrama mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe, vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dina patita, Jida mebowa, situkaya mebowa, sipokaya mebowa, anarakta mebowa, sawasidi minpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan, sawa tatagata vajrama mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe, vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dina patita, Jida mebowa, situkaya mebowa, sipokaya mebowa, anarakta mebowa, sawasidi minpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan, sawa tatagata vajrama mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think that there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. And next is the purification of our speech, and Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and quite forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, and this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So imagine all the gossip, the harsh speech, the useless speech, lying, talking about people behind their backs, getting other people to agree with you. All of this is purified by the powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra again. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawakama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kur Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kur hum ha 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 ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum te, vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dina patita, Jida meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kur hum ha ho bhagawan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita. Jida meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kur hum ha 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 ho bhagawan. Sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum te. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita. Jida meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan. Sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita Jida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam triyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita Jida meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with your speech, including yourself. And next is the purification of our minds. And imagine Vajrasattva very compassionately sending powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So it's as instant as when you walk into a dark room and flick on a switch, that light coming and dispelling all the negativities of the mind, all the delusions, all our attachment, anxiety, anger, depression, bitterness, grudges, jealousy, all of this instantly dispelled, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita jida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita Jida meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe, vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dina patita, Jida meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita Jida meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi Mimpiata Sawa Kamasita me, Sitam Shriam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Humpe Ambajasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Jida meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi Mimpiata Sawa Kamasita me, Sitam Shriam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Humpe Ambajasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Jida meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi Mimpiata Sawa Kamasita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Humpe Ambajasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Jida meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita me, Sitam Shriam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum. So again, be really delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, totally purified. They're gone, finished. And think that there's no space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So next is a purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, the speech, and the mind. So you imagine that Vajrasattva sends all of that light and nectar again, except it's all coming at the same time. So the nectar flows down and pushes out all the negativity of the body, then it flows up, pushing out all the negativity of the speech, and then it kind of blasts your kind of the light comes and blasts all the delusions from your heart center. And it just eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Humpe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Humpe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Humpe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Humpe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Humpe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Humpe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida mebowa, Situkaya mebowa, Sipukaya mebowa, Anarakta mebowa, Sawasidi mempiyata sawa kama sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum ha 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 ho Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata hum pe. So now feel completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And now we come to the power of resolve, and the final and very crucial step in this purification practice, this healing practice, is where we have to decide. We just decide, I want to refrain from harming. So, I'm really in the forest where I live. And so the spiders have decided that my bathroom is a really nice place to hang out. And so almost every morning when I turn on the shower, I notice, oh my God, there's a spider there. So I have to turn the shower off, wrap myself up in a towel, catch the spider, take it outside, and start the process all over again. It does take time and effort. And so hopefully, by my making a decision, I don't want to harm. Hopefully one day there won't be spiders in my shower that I have to take outside. So you think, may I not come? May something that I might potentially harm not come in my way. So may I not be in the way of some little creature that I might possibly harm. May I not be in the way of harming somebody. May I refrain from harming others. So we just kind of have this wish in our heart to not harm, to not do any damage to another person, to another sentient being. And that just kind of settles in your heart. And then you kind of really rejoice for having that wish and for also coming along to do this practice, because it's a reminder to us, kind of like keeps the consistency in which we're doing this practice now for, like, we're in our 5th year now. I can't hardly believe it. It's extraordinary. I think none of us really quite get how beneficial it is. So then, think of something you'd like to work on. It could be anything. We've got so much stuff going on in our mind. Just choose something and keep it simple. Don't make it complicated. And just think about it maybe over the weekend. Maybe think of a couple of things over the weekend, and just, as you happen to remember it. Maybe you go for a hike. Maybe you walk down to the shops. Maybe you get in your car and drive somewhere, and just it pops in your mind. So we just have to keep remembering. So imagine Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wants to merge with your mind and melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown, and think, my teacher's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So next, Lama Zopa Rinpoche would recommend to meditate on emptiness. So in emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So whatever level you understand emptiness, place your mind there for a little while. You can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. And you can think of the way that, maybe the way things appear to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created doing this practice to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. Wow, we're galloping through this, chanting the names of Manjushri. With snare unfailing, most victorious, the snatcher ever great, the Vajra snare, the Vajra hook, the snare of excellence. 7, the mirror-like wisdom, called Vajra Bhairava, he is terrific. 6-faced, the king of anger, hideous, 6-eyed, 6-armed, the ever-powerful, bearing his terrible fangs, a skeleton, hala hala, 100 faces proud. Next chapter. The Yama killer ruling obstacles, instilling fear with Vajra impetus, the Vajra-hearted, famous for his Vajra, with belly large, with Vajras of illusion. Okay, so I'm going to remove my strong wish for His Holiness the Dalai Lama to live long, for a swift return of or discovery of our precious Lamas of Rinpoche, and for all of your own individual teachers to live long.